Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into an exciting adventure that's all about pushing your limits and embracing the thrill of mountain biking. I'm Mike, and in this video, we're taking you through the second stage of an incredible mountain bike enduro race. We're racing the Revolution Enduro Race in Eagle, Colorado. This stage is specifically stage 2 of the race, and it's called the Mike's Night Out Trail. This was personally my favorite stage of the entire race because it was tight, technical terrain that rewarded you for carrying speed well and pedaling your butt off. If you're looking for motivation to get out on your bike, or simply want to check out a cool new trail, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Please also consider helping out the channel by liking and subscribing. It costs you nothing and it helps me out a ton. Although I love this trail as a racetrack, it isn't just the racing aspect of it that I loved. What makes this trail stand out is the stunning landscapes and the aspen trees. You weave in and out of the tree line, and you get into some brush line as well, which is really cool. You always feel faster when you're surrounded by bushes and trees, and that feeling during a race is only magnified. It's truly exhilarating. I'm also really happy with this stage in particular because I caught up to someone who is a pretty good rider, and I don't typically pass people. For those of you who don't know about my background, I started enduro racing this year. I did my first race in North Carolina, and it had about 2,400 feet of climbing in 4 stages. I thought that race was gnarly, it was hard, and it pushed my limits. I was also very tired after it, and it was only 2,400 feet. My next race was in Glorieta, New Mexico, where I climbed a total of 4,500 feet, and oh man, I think it was like 22 miles. Anyways, I was puckered tight that whole race. Glorieta trails were extremely technical and intimidating, and I fell 3 times on one of the stages, stage 2, just because of how steep and loose it was. That being said, I'm happy I didn't give up. I finished Glorieta and I felt super proud of myself. Even though I was proud of myself, and I deserve to be proud of myself, finishing these races is an accomplishment, and anyone who does them should be proud of finishing. That being said, I'm not the fastest. I think in Glorieta, I was like 2nd or 3rd from last, and the result's going to be no different in Eagle. That being said, I'm doing these races for myself. I get great enjoyment out of completing them, and I've already gotten a lot better since I started racing. Simply surrounding yourself with good mountain bikers and seeing what's possible really helps me improve quickly. I've improved my technical skills this year more quickly than I have in any other of my 6 years of mountain biking. So I think that's saying something, and I'm really getting a lot out of these races.
Woo, rider!
Coming up, I make a big mistake. I call out to pass Zach, who's riding in front of me, and we're pretty evenly paced, but I was pushing really hard just from like a fitness perspective at the beginning of this race. Like, I was pedaling hard. I kind of had an idea of how long the stage was and just said, like, I'm going to push on this stage. I caught up to him, and I call out to pass, and I was totally in the wrong gear for that hill, and I just slipped a pedal. I felt so bad, and I apologized immediately after. I'm like, hey, you heard me call out pass, right? Like, yeah, I'm really sorry I slipped a pedal. This part is maybe the most fun section of the race. I find what makes a fun section of a race is that you're warmed up. You're a minute, 2 minutes into your race run, your body's warm, you're racing well. And then something about the terrain changes. So here it's very fast, and then we're going to get into the trees shortly. I didn't pre-ride any of these stages ahead of time, and to be honest, I don't know that it would have helped me that much if I had pre-ridden them. That being said, I got some hot tips from the people in the lift line, and they told me that there's kind of like a chute-looking thing. It's shaped like a U, and when you're inside the U, you have to be really careful for the turn that comes after it, because it comes up fast, it's off camber, and it's a hard right. I'm going back into the trees right now, and in my head I'm thinking about this U, just trying to make sure that I race conservatively and I make it down the U. One thing that's nice about catching up to someone in the race is that, especially if you know them or you've been talking with them, like, you kind of know if you're the same speed or not. And I knew I was roughly the same speed as Zach, so my strategy here is I'm just going to follow him. And it's nice having someone to follow because they can guinea pig the lines for you. Like, I can see Zach go through the U when he does. We haven't got there yet. I can see him go through the U, see what line he takes, and see how it turns out for him. It's also just nice to have something to fix your eyes on the horizon. And vision is super important in mountain biking, right? Like, you always want to be looking where you're going, not what you're going over, or you're in for a bad time. And riding behind someone can really help with that. I found that there's kind of a unique effect where if your friend's a little faster than you, but you're riding behind him, you can usually maintain a speed because he picks the lines and he does kind of the heavy lifting for you there. Again, man, this trail is just so beautiful. I didn't race Steamboat this year. I heard that one's supposed to be really, really pretty. I think coming up is that U that people were talking about. The walls kind of start to get steeper and feels like you're in a half pipe. Yep, that was it. Per usual, it doesn't look like much on GoPro. And honestly, it's not that crazy of a feature. It's just that when you're trying to go race speed, it can be really easy to overcook a corner and then you're just off the trail and you lost like 15 seconds. And that stinks. The end of the race is just an absolute leg burner. Some of these races, like especially the Eagle race, but some of the more backcountry enduro races, I think people would do really well if they were just like pro cross-country riders. Like, just having a lot of leg power is going to get you super far at Eagle. Yeah, looking back on it in a video, it's actually crazy how long this pedal section lasts. It was about 50 seconds for me, and I think someone faster probably could have cut that in half,
nice
maybe.
Run, dude.
Maybe not in half, maybe like 35 seconds.
I'm sorry I called out pass.
Anyways, that was stage 2, aka Mike's night out of the Revolution Enduro mountain bike race. I did a pretty chill, just commentary of the trail and my thoughts going through the race today. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, if you like this style of video, or what kind of videos you guys want to see. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing to help out the channel. Peace.